During this pandemic, we're always hearing about the model. Officials and elected officials are saying, well, the model is showing this might happen. Anthony Furey knows all about models. He writes about it for Postmedia. He joins me right now because I need to know about what you know about the models, because sometimes models aren't accurate.
One thing that was so funny, Dr. Theresa Tam's rocket ship modeling that she released the other week, it really got a lot of pushback, not just from the general public and politicians, but other experts saying, what on earth is this? And she says, look, if we keep going on the trajectory we're on, and if we don't tighten things down further, more lockdowns now in February, it's just gonna, bam, instantly shoot up. I mean, this graph, Stephen, it was something. It just shows it going up to the sky like a rocket ship and launching into space.
But it was baloney. It's wrong.
Yeah, and we're currently at a situation now where if you compare where things are at just right now from what she said the other week, totally, no, not happening. So
Anthony, is all the modeling wrong?
Yes, except the stuff happening in the private sector. I got a communication from someone who's running a hedge fund. He said, look at this graph. And he created it back in October, November. And he said in December, it's going to rise. It's going to peak in January, about the first week of January. Then it's going to drop drastically. This person at the hedge fund was trying to send it around to politicians and so forth to say this is actually what's going to happen. And I was flabbergasted. I thought, how did you get this right? The private sector and the public health officials all failed. And he said, well, we have to get it right because we're investing massive amounts of money into these decisions. So it's not about scaring people or showing, oh, this is the worst case scenario. This is about being accurate. So they took all these other factors in and seasonality and just more detailed calculations that are happening with public health officials. It's quite something to see that the financial world does better coronavirus modeling than the public health world.
And yet, if that was brought to the attention of the politicians that are elected, they couldn't go with the private sector as opposed to their own government-funded experts.
You're completely right. And boy, is that a big problem, is it not?
And yet it'd be nice if the politician could at least reflect some of those models. In other words, say there's another opinion out there. But it sounds from what you're telling me that we've been driven by models created by people who really aren't experts at what they're doing.
Well, and it seems like the whole point of the public health modeling was to say, well, if we don't lock down, if we don't do this or that, look at this scary chart. This could happen. And I think people are tired of it because it's been a year of it, and all of this time it's been inaccurate. And they'd like to say, no, we were saying this would happen if we didn't lock down. We did lock down, and look, we saved you from this crazy trajectory. But when you actually look at the timelines, you compare Ontario to other jurisdictions, that's just not true. Doesn't pass muster.
Anthony Furey, thank you very much. I think we need more TV and radio ads out there scaring the heck out of people. Armageddon's happening. 3 minutes. Thanks very much. In these days of big government and reduced liberties and big spending and paid media, it's even more important that we have independent voices such as this, people coming on talking about the issues. At the very start of this production, we had some very generous donors. That's run out. I don't get paid. I want to put the message out there. However, the equipment, the crew does cost money. So if you want to help us keep on going with this thing, you can please send a donation. The address is below. Or if you want to sponsor this and have your name across, also contact us because we want to keep going and have an independent voice. Thanks.